As part of Autism Acceptance Week, I met with Jack, a Nietzsche's young man who loves to take photography to produce some stunning images. He is autistic, and we met up at the Think Tank Museum local to him for a frank and honest chat about what being autistic is like, his passion for photography and his perspective on what autism acceptance means. Okay. Hi Jack, it's lovely to meet you down here at the Think Tank. I know it's local to your area, you're a Nietzsche's lad, and just really to have a chat with you about your life, being an autistic person as well as being dyslexic as well, and how those kind of challenges affect you. And then we'll have a little chat about what you do in terms of your sort of mental health medicine, really, you know, taking photos you've mentioned, and also your large amount of voluntary work that you do, particularly for Nietzsche's Pod and some other organisations we'll talk about. But yeah, first of all, Jack, just introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your kind of early life, school life, and leading up to when you sort of finished school and went out into the adult world, and how you found that so far.
My name's Jack. Mostly in school life was quite hard with the difficulties I do have, but I did have extra support mostly in school, secondary school as well. Mostly I did want to get diagnosed with autism when I was a child, but it didn't work out. Teachers didn't want to go down that way, but finally I did get diagnosed with autism in September, so it helped quite a lot to show who I had with my life, mostly with the difficulties, to prove to other people I have had these problems. Yeah, school's quite tough, mostly bullied. It was always around the smaller classrooms, so everything was there to show I did have the autism, but they didn't want to push the button to say yes, I have official to have it. But yeah.
And you went off eventually from school and entered into the adult world. Were you prepared for that? Did you get any help with that transition from being at kind of school age into the early adulthood?
Mostly I didn't get no help at all. Mostly help was from my mum. She has got autism as well, but she was taught the stuff what she was taught as she was a child, most finishing school. But most when I left school, they just pushed me out the door without any help or support. I always wanted to get a job straight after when I left school, but no one told me how to for CVs or job interviews, anything like that. They just left you alone mostly, and had no support from any of the services around mostly.
You like to use photography, you've said, which is something that I'm also interested in as another autistic person, but particularly your photos I do particularly love. I love the way that you have a different kind of look and a different kind of way of framing, and all of the kind of interesting aspects of what you do. But obviously that is a talent that you have, and you know that is a talent that could be appropriate to absolutely anybody. There's plenty of people out there that have photography skills and talents and that. But putting that to one side, do you find that doing the photography has a positive effect outside of just producing nice images?
100%, because I think it's good for my mental health as well. Trying to get out, meeting new people who also got maybe autism as well or other disabilities. So that's what I try to keep getting out there, getting photos as possible where I can.
And you love your local area. You're proud of where you're brought up in Nietzsche's area, and I know that you work on voluntary work within that area of the city, and you work for an organisation called the Nietzsche's Pod, and you also do some fantastic work with another organisation that is called Your Place, Your Space, which runs community engagement projects, and I know that you're very much involved with helping with that as well. Next question really is, it's about acceptance. There's all this talk at the moment about autism should be accepted more. But what does that even mean? What does autism acceptance mean for you personally?
I think it's mostly to giving companies or businesses, people a chance who's got autism or other learning difficulties to show what they can do or improve what they can do to improve their business or career, mostly because we have got the skills, but it's just giving the chance and most of the push to do it more.
And if you were to try and think of a little bit of advice from your personal experience that you might want to give to somebody else who's autistic and maybe struggling a little bit, what would you say to them?
I think mostly try get tested for the autism, and then try think to yourself what career or what most don't think as a career, most think as like a hobby, and try to push that as forward to get more involved in that, meeting other people, maybe joining like groups like from Autism West Midlands and like maybe volunteer places like community centres.
I see you've got your camera with you today. Do you want to just let's have a little look and just hold it up into the frame there?
This is my granddad's camera. He was a train spotter, I think maybe more than 30 years ago. Sadly passed away with I think it's a tumour or something. But I think always in our family was always like the autism side was always running in our families quite a long time. My mum has it, my nan's had it before the dementia, so it's always something in the family. We always know something was there, but it's just getting the doctors and just to get the help what we reserve for. But mostly, sadly it doesn't work. But try to get it fixed, but it costs a bit too much for it. But maybe one day in the future.
One last question for you. Looking towards your future, do you think that things are likely to improve in terms of the amount of support that might or might not become available to people like yourselves in the community?
I think autism is getting more popular now around the communities and online, like social media. So I think it's time now companies start, picking up their boots and start hiring or start giving people a chance. But mostly the support, I think NSAs and the doctors and like forward thinking still needs a long way to help people to understand them.
So thanks very much, Jack. Cheers, man. We just got that in the 8 minutes. How about that?